Kyle Richards is feeling the love from fans amid a devastating loss. On May 10, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star revealed that her beloved dog, River, has died. "Yesterday we said goodbye to River, the most loyal dog I have ever known," Richards wrote on Instagram. "We all spent the day outside with her and her siblings. We made a circle around her, and as difficult as it was to move her back legs, she went up to each of us to nuzzle. She was surrounded by so much love and went peacefully." Richards revealed that River lived to be 15 years old. Fans got to know the German Shepherd on rhobh and also on Richards' Amazon live streams, where her dogs sometimes make cameos in the background. Kyle Richards posted photos of River and fans offered her support. On Instagram, Richards shared a series of photos of River, including several that included her now-teen daughter Portia, who was very young when the family adopted the dog. The final photo showed the entire family, including Richards' estranged husband Mauricio Umansky, gathered around River in the dog's final hours. "River was a foster fail that was so grateful for being rescued and never left my side," the mom of four explained. "She would wait in the window until I got home every day, sit on the bath mat while I showered, slept in my room, making sure I was always in sight. I'm grateful she's at peace and no longer suffering, but her absence will no doubt be painful. We love you, River." Richards also urged fans to adopt, don't shop. Fans and friends posted messages of support in the comment section. "I'm so sorry to hear this, Kyle. I'm sending you love," wrote fellow rhobh star Bazoma St. John. "I'm so sorry for your loss. Such a sweet dog," wrote rhobh Camille Grammer. "I grew up with German Shepherd. They are the most beautiful, loyal, loving family members. I'm so sorry," added Selling Sunset star Chriselle Stoss. "I'm so sorry," wrote Below Deck alum Kate Chastain. Many other fans comforted Richards and offered condolences over the loss of her pet. "I'm so sorry. May his beautiful soul run free," one fan wrote on Instagram. Kyle Richards has adopted many dogs. Richards is a longtime dog owner. Some of her pets have included two mixed-breed dogs, Smokey and Storm, a German Shepherd named Luna, a Golden Retriever named Bambi, and a Pomeranian named Romeo. Her pups have been known to make it into her family's Christmas cards, as seen on Instagram. In February 2024, she welcomed yet another dog, a Bernese Mountain Dog she named Georgie. In April 2024, Richards told fans on Briefing on Bravo that she planned to stay in her Encino mansion, despite her split from her husband, in part due to her many dogs. "I'm still in my house. I have too many dogs to go anywhere else. I'm still here," she said at the time. The quiet goodbye, a story of River. The sun had not yet risen over the Encino Hills when Kyle Richards opened her eyes. There was a stillness in the house, a kind of hush that didn't come often in a home filled with teenagers, barking dogs, and the constant low buzz of life. But this morning, that quiet pressed down on her chest, heavy and certain, like it knew what the day would bring. River lay beside her bed, the way she had for almost 15 years. Her breathing was shallow, rhythmic but slow, the cadence of a life slowly preparing to move on. Kyle reached down and rested her hand on the German Shepherd's broad head. River's ears twitched and her tail made the slightest movement, a soft thump against the wooden floor. "You're still here," Kyle whispered, her voice trembling. "Good girl." The room was dim, but she didn't want to turn on the light. She didn't want to start the day, not this one. She wanted to stay in the quiet, in the memory of all the mornings River had greeted her with a bark and a nudge. How many days had she come home from filming The Real Housewives, exhausted, frustrated, and overwhelmed, only to find River in the window, watching, waiting, with unwavering patience. Kyle's mind drifted back to the day they adopted her. River had been a foster fail, a term she'd never known before that day but had come to love. She'd walked into the rescue center looking to donate supplies and walked out with a puppy cradled in her arms. River had looked into her eyes with a gaze that said, "You're my person now," and she had been. That was 15 years ago. Now, River couldn't move her back legs. She hadn't eaten in over a day. The vet had said the time was close, and Kyle knew. She had known in her bones. She'd made the decision. No, they had, the family, gathered in a teary conversation the night before. Today would be goodbye. The backyard was where River had thrived the most. Kyle remembered Portia, then barely more than a toddler, giggling as River ran laps around the pool. Portia would throw her little pink ball, and River would bring it back every time, tail wagging, eyes glowing with joy. That bond had been forged early and never faded. Now Portia was a teenager, her eyes red from crying, her fingers clenched around River's favorite toy. The whole family had come: Farah, Alexia, Sophia, and yes, even Mauricio. Despite the emotional space between him and Kyle, today wasn't about them. It was about River. The vet had arrived in the early afternoon, soft-spoken and kind. She understood the gravity of the moment and took every step with reverence. River, despite her pain, seemed to understand too. She had risen with surprising strength when they carried her outside, weak legs wobbling as she walked, on her own, to each member of the family. "She's saying goodbye," Kyle said, voice cracking as she watched River nuzzle Portia, then Mauricio, and finally, Kyle herself. The sun broke through the clouds just then, a warm beam casting golden light across the backyard. The birds chirped. Wind rustled through the palm trees. It was as though the world had paused to honor a noble soul. "I love you, River," Kyle whispered. River's gaze met hers, clear, wise, and loving. Then she closed her eyes, and she was gone. The following days unfolded like a slow, dull ache. Grief was like a tide, sometimes quiet, almost gentle, and other times roaring and uncontrollable. Kyle tried to go about her routines. She fed the other dogs, updated her Instagram, took meetings for the next season of rhobh, but everywhere she turned, there was River. Her collar still sat on the kitchen counter. The bath mat, where River once curled up while Kyle showered, lay untouched. The window, where River had once stood guard awaiting Kyle's return, now reflected only silence. The night after River passed, Kyle sat alone in her bedroom, scrolling through her phone. She had posted a tribute to River, a series of photos showing a lifetime of memories. One of Portia cradling River as a puppy, another of River lying beneath the Christmas tree, and the last, the entire family gathered in the sun, saying goodbye. The outpouring of love from fans and friends was overwhelming. "I'm so sorry to hear this, Kyle. I'm sending you love," wrote Bazoma St. John. "They are the most beautiful, loyal, loving family members. I'm so sorry," added Krishel Stoss. Even Camille had commented, simply, "Such a sweet dog." The comments went on and on. People shared their own stories, their own grief, their own river-shaped holes in their hearts. Kyle read each one, tears blurring the screen. It felt comforting, like a collective hand on her back, reminding her she wasn't alone in this sorrow. Love, even from strangers, was still love. 2 weeks passed. The pain dulled slightly, but the absence lingered. One morning, Kyle walked into the garden and found herself standing at the spot where River had taken her last breath. The flowers were blooming around it. The breeze was soft. She knelt and whispered, "I hope you're running free now." Suddenly, she felt a wet nose on her arm. Startled, she turned. It was Luna, her other German shepherd, looking up at her, head tilted. Luna nudged her hand insistently, as if to say, "You're still needed." Kyle smiled faintly. Okay. In February, she had adopted Georgie, a Bernese mountain dog, big and clumsy and endlessly affectionate. She hadn't expected to fall in love again so soon. But Georgie was a different soul, playful and gentle, and he too had begun to take his place in the family. Still, River's spirit remained. One evening in April, Kyle hosted a live stream on Amazon. The fans, as always, asked about her dogs. They'd gotten used to them wandering in and out of frame, occasionally barking or climbing into her lap. Today, the mood was more subdued. Kyle wore a soft blue sweater, her hair tucked behind her ears. She smiled at the camera. "Yes, I still have Smokey, Storm, Bambi, Luna, Romeo, and Georgie," she said. "River passed away last month." Her voice caught. She paused. She was the most loyal dog I've ever known. It's been hard, really hard, but I'm grateful for the time we had. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's reached out. Your messages have meant the world. The comments came quickly. Heart emojis, prayers, messages of support. Kyle took a breath. "And please, if you're thinking of getting a dog, adopt. Don't shop. There's so many out there waiting for someone to love them. River was a rescue, and she rescued me in more ways than one." In the months that followed, Kyle found herself reflecting more deeply on River's life and her own. The house was quieter now, not because there weren't still dogs, but because something ancient and constant had left with River. There was no replacement for her presence. Yet healing began to take root. Farah came over one afternoon with a small photo album she'd made. On the cover was a paw print. Inside were printed photos. River sleeping with her head on Portia's lap. River at the beach. River in the background of a family game night.